They rise like frozen hymns in the desert, three titanic triangles piercing the horizon of Giza. At first glance, the pyramids are majestic, mathematical, but look closer, and questions echo from every chiseled stone. How did ancient builders lift 70-ton blocks with such precision? Why do these monuments align so closely to the stars, with accuracy rivaling modern tools? And perhaps the question that refuses to stay buried: were the pyramids truly built by the civilization we credit? Or was there another hand, another race, long forgotten by time? Mainstream archaeology tells us that the Great Pyramid of Khufu was built around 2560 BCE, using a workforce of thousands over 2 decades. But the stones speak differently. Standing 481 feet high, composed of over 2 million blocks, some weighing more than elephants, it's a feat we still struggle to replicate. Engineers like Jean-Pierre Houdin proposed internal ramp theories. Others claim copper tools could have cut limestone. And yet, we've never recreated it fully. Not at that scale, not with that precision. Chris Dunn, author of the Giza power plant, argues that the pyramid's internal chambers resemble resonating cavities of a machine. These weren't tombs, he writes, they were technology. Ancient Egyptian records remain eerily silent about the actual construction process. In a civilization that documented everything, taxes, grain counts, even dreams, there are no blueprints, no detailed instructions, no triumphal murals of pyramid construction. Why? Herodotus, writing 2,000 years after the fact, recounts stories told by Egyptian priests. He claimed the pyramid took 20 years to build, but admitted even then the details were already legend. What's more intriguing is the timeline of construction. Beneath the Sphinx, weathered by water, not wind, geologist Dr. Robert Schoch found erosion patterns suggesting a construction date thousands of years earlier, when the Sahara was lush and green. This would predate the dynastic Egyptians and imply the pyramids, or parts of them, came from a forgotten chapter of human history. Then there's the mystery of alignment. The 3 pyramids of Giza mirror Orion's belt with uncanny accuracy, not just roughly, but down to angular deviation. The Great Pyramid is aligned to true north with less than 1/15 of a degree error. Some suggest this is coincidence. Others point to tools unknown, or to knowledge of the heavens passed down by a vanished people. Ancient texts across cultures whisper of earlier ages. The Zep Tepi in Egyptian myth, a first time when gods walked with man. The emerald tablets, attributed to Thoth, describe knowledge hidden under the pyramids until humanity is ready. Plato spoke of Atlantis, a technologically advanced civilization destroyed in a single day and night. Was the memory of this race preserved in stone? The Westcar Papyrus, a lesser-known Egyptian text, speaks of magicians visiting the court of Khufu and tales of sacred artifacts buried in Heliopolis, implying that the pyramid itself was built upon ancient wisdom. Even the Rosicrucians and Freemasons carried traditions claiming Egypt held keys to a world far older than dynastic rule, a world touched by beings not quite gods but not quite men. Modern research complicates the story further. In 1993, Rudolf Gantenbrink's robotic camera discovered a mysterious door deep in the Queen's chamber shaft of the Great Pyramid behind it. Another chamber, sealed, untouched for millennia. Egyptologists promised excavation. Decades passed and updates remain minimal. What lies behind that door? A forgotten artifact? A message from a race we've buried in myth? Satellite imaging of Egypt reveals ground anomalies, potential sites of lost ruins, chambers, and structures yet to be excavated. Former head of Egypt's antiquities has been accused by some of withholding access to key sites. Conspiracy? Or protection of heritage from damage and hoaxes? Perhaps both. In 2017, scientists using muon tomography discovered a void above the Grand Gallery, some 30 meters long, a cavity where no passage exists. Again, secrecy, no access, no exploration. It's as if the pyramid is slowly opening itself, piece by piece, to a world not yet ready to understand. And then we come to Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, older than the pyramids by 6,000 years. Built with megalithic T-shaped pillars, aligned to celestial events, its discovery shattered timelines. If such complexity existed that early, why not in Egypt too? Perhaps the builders of Göbekli and the pyramids shared knowledge or ancestry. Even Native American Hopi traditions speak of migration from a distant land destroyed by fire and water, aligning eerily with global flood myths. Could the builders of the pyramids be survivors, refugees from a lost world? Were they preserving knowledge in stone? One of the most enduring theories is that of the pre-Diluvian civilization, one that flourished before the Younger Dryas cataclysm around 12,800 years ago. This event, likely triggered by comet fragments, brought sudden cooling, floods, and extinction. Could the Great Pyramid have been part of a legacy project, a message, a monument, a machine? You won't find these questions answered in textbooks, but you'll find them in the weathered surfaces of limestone, in the strange angles of shafts, in the silence of missing tombs and misaligned dynasties. The closer we look, the more the story unravels. Not to reveal fiction, but possibility. Today, you can stand before the pyramids and feel it, that quiet tension between what we're told and what we sense. Scholars dig, tourists gaze, but the truth remains half buried, waiting. Is it possible that the pyramids were not built by Egyptians alone, but inherited from an earlier culture whose name we've forgotten? The sands of time bury more than bones, they bury answers. But perhaps, one question at a time, we can lift the veil. If the past still breathes, it deserves attention. In the end, myths are truths waiting to wake. Subscribe to Mythantis for more.